could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine. She said, "How'd you like to waste some time?" And I could not resist when I saw little Nicky grind. The castle started spinning, or maybe it was my brain. I can't tell you what she did to me, but my body will never be the same. Not that I can usually sing all that well anyway, but when I've been voicing for animations, it gets substantially worse. Hey, XD is here. This is Zaros in Roblox, Mario Chavez, Lone Wolf, Itachi, Eli the Guy, Krusty Bombs back in, yeah. Excuse me. Inferno Bunny, Lone Wolf, ABD, Tempest Henderson, HD, Hades, Little Yaffy, The Madman, Leslie Cervantes, Wolverines, and Wizard King Roblox, Diego, Michael Vance, Bobbert, Johnny Bravocado, Skylar, Nolan, Idleboy. Wow, actually, Susan sent out some notifications today. I'm sure she didn't mean to. She's sorry. Well, thanks, Azim. Sam, now the title of the stream, of course, is we're asking which anime scene have you rewatched the most? Sam says, I don't know which one I've rewatched the most, but something that comes to mind is Boruto episode 65 as a whole. Yeah, I remember when that came out. Let's see, we're still watching Naruto. I mean, as a group. And because everybody had been pretty regularly complaining about Boruto up until that point, and then that episode 65 came out, and everybody started hitting me with "Holy shit!" It just took a turn. Dark Cipher says Nagisa versus Takoka, probably, or him kissing Kayano. See, for me, it's well, you guys already know that. Miroem and Komugi. And that came up because I had that poll the other day about, saddest of the two moments. I've been back and watched it a few few more times since that is probably in all the stuff I've ever watched, I think that or Hey Dad, Want to Have a Catch from Field of Dreams are the two most individually hard hitting scenes I've ever watched, but I gotta admit, Komugi and Meruem is a tick above even that for me. Brax getting goosed by a priest. That's quite a scene. um, Goku Black, Danzo killing Uchiha clan by using Genocide Maniac. HD says the scene I rewatched the most, the final moment of Luffy versus Lucci fight. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. You talk about bringing up Luffy. This arc that I'm into right now, for those of you who aren't at the Goosh, they're still in Impel Down, and actually Luffy's trying to get out of there right now to get to Ace, and Luffy and Blackbeard just had a mini showdown, but Jinbei, of course, jumped in and said, you gotta go get to your brother, and now Warden Poopy Pants has shown up. This has been a fantastic arc. It really has. I mean, loaded with badass characters. Love the way that they've brought characters back around. Damn. Oh, that's the only thing too. Like Arthur says, I'm sure for a lot of you, your favorite moments are things that unfortunately I wouldn't know because I haven't seen yet. Stuff you haven't seen yet. Also, Yusuke saving Pooh. Cool. That's a good one. Zoro versus Kuma. I can watch over and over. Oh yeah, Spider Boy. Yeah, nothing happened. Yeah, that's a great moment. Yeah, you guys are right. That right at the I'm sure the same as you guys. When Zoro says that, and the way he's just standing there all defiant and shit, bleeding. Well, Zoro bleeding. Who would have thought? But bleeding all over the place. Oh yeah, that great moment. Good one. Jamie says, I hope you guys are safe. We're doing fine. Long Beach here is just torn up right now. I need bad touch in a good way right now. I can't even imagine, Jamie. I don't know. Boy, I don't know what's going to come of all this. Now you got senators calling for military intervention, and I don't know. It's unfortunate because I was, well, and still am behind the cause of the protesters, but it gets hard to root for them to be out there anymore because of the factions that are just so destructive. Let's see. Oh, there it was. I was looking through it. Tempest said, "I've been constantly rewatching the Attack on Titan trailer. Does that count as an anime scene?" Yes, a a collection of anime scenes. Oh, I can't wait to see that. Ever since ever since I finished Attack on Titan, and again they were, I believe I said something similar in the reaction video when they were standing there looking out at the horizon over the water, and it's like, oh man, this tied up well, and at the same time just exploded with for me with anticipation of what's out there. Al using the Philosopher's Stone for the first time. Oh yeah, Tom, you can't. Oh, uh, FMAB was so good. Now, excuse me, we've got Full Metal Alchemist being sponsored over at the Goosh. Those characters are just, geez, just phenomenal characters, man. Firewall Dragon says, my favorite anime scene depends on a lot. Mainly does hentai count as anime? That's up to each individual parameter, I'm going to say, Dragon. If you wish to count it as such, we will not argue that point with you. Morgan says Sasuke versus Sasuke. I don't know who he is, but Sasuke versus Itachi. Oh, yeah. And L's death. Also, hi, Morgan. Ooh, that's another one. I just finished, and I don't want to say too much because I haven't even posted it at the Goose yet, and I want to let them see the reaction. But I just finished Code Geass. What a fucking finale that was. But when Lelouch slides down, the big royal thing he was riding on there, he slides down and lands next to Nunnally. I got a Wicked L flashback, Morgan, because those death scenes both hit me so firmly in much the same way. Yeah, I was just thinking about L's death because of that. Yeah, good call. Kinmano, well, thank you very much for the magenta sky. I only hesitated for just a second. I got it. For those of you who don't know, these $50 super chats, we designated colors, or names for the color of each level, and there's much consternation about what the 51 should be, but we came up with magenta, and some people still have serious issue with it. It's a hot button topic. Kinmano says, hope you're doing well. Hope you react to Swaikage's video, The Uniqueness of Sasuke. It's a really good video. I like Swag. I like Swag a lot, Kinmano. The only reason I haven't reacted to more of his is just, again, different things going on. And then now I've got myself involved with trying to make this animated series. And I posted that little 8-second clip. That's the opening of the first episode. And I'm probably a third of the way through the first episode right now. They're only going to be, well, you guys who've done any type of modeling 3D work at all know, to do these 1 to 1.5 minute videos, you're talking hours and hours of work. So my voice is a little off as I was doing a lot of voicing earlier this morning. Right as soon as I got done with my early morning regular routine, the stuff I do, I had about an hour I could fit in there to work on the animation, and it was all voice recording. But thank you very much, Kinmano. And yeah, there's always a chance that one will be up at sometime soon, because again, I love Swag. I just I enjoy his content to no end. He's so much more knowledgeable than I am, and I like that. It's fun to listen to somebody who really has the ins and outs of everything down like he does. Arthur says, agree with Paksak, many Gintama scenes, comedy and epic. Well, that was the feel I got, Arthur, when we were able to do the old reaction video streams, and the gang was showing me Gintama clips, and I mentioned at the time that just from those clips, it seemed like it does a really good job of balancing comedy and drama, and I like that. I like that dramedy thing. Hold on, let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. So Jill says, next post because Susan doesn't like the B word. Yeah, Susan doesn't like a lot of things, Sajil. Cell bitch slapping Mr. Satan brought me a lot of joy. Good. That was funny. And good old Hercule, Mr. Satan is such an odd duck character for me because I do kind of like. He's almost impossible not to like, and at the same time, he's annoying as hell. I'm not, and his friendship, of course, he's best buds with my favorite character in the whole series, so that helps as well. But yeah, he's a tough one because of that. I tend to like him, but half the time that he's in a scene, you're like, shut up. Wolverine says it's Rose. Magenta believers are just wrong. See what I'm telling you guys. We only have conflict among the important topics. And I would say that the color of that $50 super chat is among the most important things to be discussed. Period. Dark Slifer says work is closed again by cops. Closest card game store was looted after being closed for quarantine and less sales before that. They're in a rough spot. That's another thing. I feel so bad for these small businesses that are being affected by these riots and stuff. And geez, and I know it's not, we're already finding out that while some of the protesters are involved, it seems to be large part just separate antagonists. But regardless of the situation, man, it's like, being on quarantine and having your place shut down wasn't bad enough. Now it's destroyed. I can't even imagine what's happened to people's lives, over all this. So we took something that was just horrible and egregious and just inhumane, and what that cop did to man's name's gone right out of my head. Big surprise. What he did to that African American man, and then that gets taken and torqued into some pain and strife for other innocent people. 2020 is just a no-win situation, period. Kick the baby, Krusty Bomb says. Don't kick the baby. Punch the boy once for every super chat. Well, I don't think we're going to do once for every super chat, Wolverine. We'll give him a punch. Uh-oh. He doesn't even care. He's working. Is that a trainer?
Yeah.
I taught Brax to play chess years and years ago, and he's just kind of renewed an interest in it. We just played around earlier, and now he's working on a chess strategy software there. Jamie says, Uncle Curtis, can we make a hentai together? Yes. Yes, please. Mike Lombardo says, I'm catching up on High School DxD, and it's great. Yeah, Mike, tomorrow I'm a day or two ahead watching as opposed to what I've posted at the Goosh. So tomorrow I start watching season 4 of DxD because we watched the first 3 over there already, and then I was waiting for the 4th to get dubbed, and because I'm only watching the uncensored version and the dubbed version, and that was a while ago, but I just had to find time to fit it in. So I'll be starting it tomorrow. I'm anxious. I can't wait. George Floyd, thank you, Chrome. Yeah, just it's one tragedy. That's the way things seem to be in 2020. One tragedy right after another. Firewall Dragon says, I'm blind and even I can see that it's magenta. I like it. I that was and continues to be just some fun time. I mean, it's fun to have insider jokes amongst all of us, and I think there's no greater insider joke going for all of us right now than the color of the $50 super chat. Chrome says, some of my most rewatched scenes, probably the last episode of season 2 of Cardcaptor Sakura. Also a reanimated scene from an upcoming Bleach fight they redid for the intro for the 4th film. Beautiful. Well, that's cool. Chrome and I were just talking about this in private messages over at the Goose, but that Cardcaptor Sakura that she introduced me to is really good. Again, Chrome gave me an idea of the genre, and I was like, hey, listen, I'm willing to try anything because genre isn't a big deal to me. I'll watch anything if it's good. But I had my doubts, but now watching it, it's really fun. I mean, it's one of those things that before every episode I watch, you're just jazzed up because you know it's just going to be that. It's just going to be fun. Cheap jump scares. I like that, cheap jump scares. It's me, Glenn Akers. You see the vid of the undercover FBI agent getting racially profiled by the police. It's amazing. He wasn't, though. I found out, Glenn. I mean, it's still an amazing video because whatever he gave them on his ID obviously proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that that he wasn't whoever they were looking for, and they did not handle it well at all. But that made for a good story. But I did some research on it, and it turns out he's not actually an FBI agent. Would have been. It's a better story that way, but it's just cops overextending again. Yeah, I got reading up on all of it, and they'd found, and he never claimed to be an FBI agent. That's just something the internet took and ran with. That's true too. Chrome says we do have the green screen Mark Park joke as well. That's true. That's a good one too. I know, because a lot of times people will make a comment about the green screen here behind me, and people are like, "What? Wow, that's good green screen, and that looks so real." Luca Blight says Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was my most rewatched anime. I want to watch that again. I'm also rewatching One Piece while watching your up-to-date reactions. Yeah, I could see. Boy, I was gonna talk about my most desired rewatches as far as entire series, but there's so goddamn many of them now. It's basically at least 40% of the anime I've seen, because all of it's been so impactful to me. I just want to watch it again. But again, we've got Full Metal Alchemist being sponsored at the Goosh, so that is. I mean, it's not obviously the same thing as watching FMAB again, but it's close enough that it kind of whets my appetite for seeing those characters again. Nacho Fajita says, I rewatched Golden Boy in dubbed edition. Really funny. I recommend you do a reaction series. Just 5 episodes, 25 minutes each. Golden Boy? Is that? I'm not even sure what that is, Nacho. And I have typically, well, I shouldn't say typically, there's so many anime out there, but a lot of the anime that gets brought up, I've at least heard of. I don't think I heard of that one. Golden Boy. I'll have to look that up at some point, because if I've heard of that, I don't remember it. But if it's good off the wall humor, I'd be on board for it. I heard that Itachi says Issei has a different voice actor in season 4. Somebody had mentioned that to me. Hopefully he does a good job, because I liked Issei's voice actor. I liked all the voice acting in that series. So I'm hoping it's good. John Rivera says my most rewatched anime scene is probably Rock Lee versus Gaara. Such a great fight. It was first thing I ever watched in relation to Naruto. Rock Lee versus Gaara. Yeah, that was really good fight. Luca Blight says, as of the current One Piece episode, has Crocodile redeemed himself any, or are you reserving judgment? He's a tough one for me, Luca Blight. I don't know that he needs redemption. I mean, he's a villain, and he did his villainous acts, but he never got up there in Arlong territory for me. As a matter of fact, I even mentioned when they're getting him out of his cell and everything, and his initial reactions, I actually liked that he, it made complete sense with Bon Clay having this affection for Luffy, and the two of them have such a great friendship. And it works perfectly for Ivan's character, that he's, taking care of Luffy and Bon Clay, and all that works so well. But that would have never worked for Crocodile. Crocodile coming out of there and all of a sudden wanting to be Luffy's buddy would have been just absolutely dumb. So having him come out and say, all right, well, my end goal is the same as your end goal, so we can work together, and that's about as far as it goes. Yes, I respected that. I had a lot of respect for that, because again, it wouldn't have made any sense for him to just blindly or completely come on board with them. So yes, I like where he's at right now. Nice shirt, Uncle Curtis. Can we see it in full? Sure, Morgan. Oh, this one, my older ones. This is one of the first ones I got when I started collecting the anime T-shirts. Good old Ed and Al. I haven't. This one's, well, you can tell it's really getting faded and everything. I've had this one for a while. It was among the first ones. It was the first within the first few I got. Sajil says, just watched a video of cops taking a knee with protesters and hugging and crying with them. Super moving. I might have seen the same one. I know it's been happening in a number of locations. I've seen a couple videos like that. Yeah, it is. It's very hard hitting. It's very hard hitting. Chrome says, wait, Golden Boy's never been brought up. It may have, Chrome, but if it is, it's not ringing a bell at all. It's about a pervert in the 90s who will do anything to get girls, if I remember. I was a pervert in the 90s who would do anything to get girls. It's not one of those unauthorized biographies of me or something, is it? Galaxy Railways, Thomas? No, I don't think I've heard of that one either. Galaxy Railways, that's not familiar. Ultra Instinct Robot says, in DBZA, DBZA was so good. When Cell blasted a hole in Trunks' chest and Vegeta screamed, "My baby boy," that was probably the best moment that I watched. And, well, that whole Vegeta sacrifice thing, that was one of the earlier clips I ever watched when I was just watching clips of anime. And that was a hard-hitting episode. Oof. John says, also, Curtis, do you like my profile pic of Spaz Kid threatening to kill you with a Lysol bottle? Hold on, John. I got to blow it up some. It's so. Let's see. How the hell? I don't remember. How do I go to your. Can I click on this? I can't. What the hell? Hide user. Oh, I'm on this different shit. John, I'm on YouTube's software for streaming today, and they don't give me that option. Like if I'm doing it in my own software, and I have the regular board in front of me, the regular control panel, I can just click on you guys' name and it'll link me to your channel, which I can see a bigger picture, and I can't do that here. I can just about make them out in the picture, but I can't see it really good. Shit. And so just one more thing Susan screwed up is what I'm trying to say. Firewall Dragon says, the thing that annoys me is that there are so many good cops out there that deserve a lot of respect, but the actions of a few cause the good ones to be disrespected. It is. It's unfortunate. I mean, you have a good contingency of police officers who are in the job because they want to help people and protect people. And then the dirtbags who are on a power trip ruin it for all of them. It's similar to what's going on with the protests. You have people out there protesting who are genuinely hurt and genuinely want to make a change so they can feel safer within the confines of their own world. And then you have these other scumbags coming in, setting fires and stealing shit, ruining it for all of them because, as similar with the cops, makes them all look bad. It's just an unfortunate thing all the way around. Last post also punch. I already got him, Wolverine. He's working on something. I already got him once. Last post. Let's see. Where are you? Oh, Arlong has one redeemable quality. He has a genuine love of his fishman brethren. Only time he ever hurt them was when Luffy used them as a shield. Yeah, he's so far away from any type of redemption for me, though, Wolverine. I hate him. He's you guys know that. He's one of my most hated characters in all of anime. He's right up there with Shao Tucker. I fucking hate Arlong. Smokey Loki says, I don't know what's scarier, that 2020 isn't even halfway finished, or that it might just be the tutorial for this entire decade. Oh, geez. Please no. Where's the Goose escape hatch? Yeah, Loki. Oh, man. We're going to need an escape pod for us all to get on. It's stunning. It really is. And again, as somebody who's unfortunately lived through an awful lot of years on my resume, it's just amazing to me how poor this one has been and how just difficult to survive the first 5 months of this year have been. Janessa Kaiser says, Curtis, try Nanoha or a Precure. Nanoha is basically what happens if Cardcaptor Sakura was more Gundam. Precure is basically Sailor Moon plus DBZ. Also, Valkyrie and Steel here formerly. Valkyrie and Steel I've heard of before. I don't remember what the details were, but that title at least I've heard of. You might know him, used to be a pervert in the 90s. Yes, said Jill. Well, that's fair. I mean, a lot of us hung out together. Kyle says, or I like to rewatch you and Spaz Kid react to Filthy Frank. Oh, Filthy Frank was so much fun. I wish he was still Frank. He had so much content this year alone to work with. Yeah, really. Yeah, no doubt, Kyle. Holy shit. Can you imagine if Papa Franco was still making comedy vids with, as you say, with the amount of material that's been provided by 2020? You should watch, Francisco says, Magic Arcade Abonobashi. I love this scene. Also, Ed versus Greed on the first anime, not Brotherhood. I'll be coming up to that soon. I can open that in a new... nope, it didn't open. Now what? Oh, wait, hold on. It went to Studio YouTube instead of YouTube directly. Let's see if I can get that to open. That's more like it. Yeah, I'll leave that open and I'll watch it once we're done. My favorite anime scene is the 2020 redemption. Arthur says, I don't know. Do you think 2020 is going to get redeemed, Arthur? I hope so. I hope it has a happy ending because the whole setup hasn't been good. Lude says, oh, I see how it is. Allows YouTube links, but not any others. That's a shocker, isn't it, Lude? There's a Susan-ism for you. Yeah, big shock. Andrew says, hey, Curtis, I just finished watching Hajime no Ippo for the third time. When do you think you'll get to watch it? As soon as it wins one of the polls. It was the next one out. The last poll we did, we took the top 2 from that poll, and Hajime no Ippo was third. So you would assume it should be reaching the top spot fairly soon. Nathan said, who's the better villain, Dio or Yoshikage Kira? I don't know about better. I think overall Dio was a more imposing villain, but Yoshikage Kira was a creepier one. Everything about him was just a creepy ass vibe. Yeah, I had question mark. I have listened to some of Joji's music a while back when he first stopped making the comedy vids. I listened to some of his music. He is quite good. Alex says 2020 is almost as bad as Naruto filler now. That's bad. You know it's been a rough start to the year. John says, all right, I can't stay long for today. My tiny goblin men have invaded my home and are throwing knockout elixirs. Well, thanks for being in while you could, John. Who's my favorite Naruto girl, Natty? My favorite female character from Naruto? I don't know. My waifu from there is Lady Mitsukage. But I don't know. I'd have to really think about who's my favorite female character overall. Yeah, I'd have to sit down and really think it through. Who's your favorite character in Naruto? And can you say happy birthday, Jake? Happy birthday, Jake. We just did we did during the live stream. The gang helped me determine, because they gave me a series of versus questions, who my favorite would be, and it came out to be Hashirama, which isn't a surprise to me. Hashirama is a great character, really good character. Jack Queen says there were girls in Naruto. Oh, right, those annoying characters. Sakura fans don't exist. Britasha says, yikes. Willie Play says, I want to see a parody of 12 Days of Christmas, but it's 12 months of 2020. Geez, I hope we make it through all 12, Willie. The way it's going, you just get this fear that if everything continues progressing excuse me, guys, progressing at the same rate at which this year has started, that we're not gonna reach the finish line this year. Smokey Loki says, "No wonder there's been so many recent UFO sightings. We're a living horror movie, and Earth is the drive-in movie theater. I call for an emergency orgy." Well, you're right on the first part of that, and the last part of that, I think, is a given. Regardless of how things are going, well, poorly, middle of the road, I think it's always time for an emergency orgy. I can always get behind that. Get behind it, because that was really funny. Jamie says, I still love 2020, even though this terrible death happened on my birthday, May 25th. I don't blame the year. I blame assholes creating chaos. Yeah, that's the thing, Jamie. We had enough things. Oh, excuse me, guys. Something drained my ear. We had enough things happening to us that were beyond our control, at least beyond the majority of the world's control. The Chinese had some control over the coronavirus getting out, but they didn't bother with it. But we had all these things that we couldn't have done anything to prevent. And as it's just snowballing and continuing, then we had to have this happen. You have to have this cop commit this atrocity. And then as a follow-up to that, you got to have people using the protests as a means to commit other atrocities. It just never fucking ends. Nathan says, "Whatever happened to the Killer Hornets? Was it just a filler episode?" I didn't verify this, Nathan. It was just something I had read, so I don't know if it's true or not. But I had read just a brief article, and I don't even remember for sure where it was. A brief article that said that was overblown, that those Hornets had been around for some time. And I don't know why it became a big thing, but I guess when all was said and done, and again, this was just from the glean I got from this brief article, that it wasn't as big a deal as everybody was initially making out. Barry says, "Shit, did I miss the bad touching?" Oh, doesn't matter, Barry. There's always more. I'd trade violent rioters for perverts any day. Yes, Arthur, I'm with you. I know it really is unfortunate, because you had basically the whole nation behind and supporting what the protesters were protesting. And then you got to get the scumbags mixed in who destroy it for everybody. Chrome says, "Meh, just watching cute shit and laugh at morons doing stupid stuff. I've got artwork to work on and books to read. Just spent a full night on a water material. Water is hard to make." Oh, I'm sure it is, Chrome. I'm sure it is. I was telling the gang earlier, probably about a third of the way through the first episode. And hopefully, well, I'm picking up little things as I go. Obviously, I just started with the 3D modeling. Excuse me. So any of the little glitches or things that aren't quite so perfectly smooth, hopefully they'll get better and better as we go. I'm hoping you guys enjoy this story, because it's a long story. I'm hoping you guys like it enough to want me to keep going with it. Jamie says, "As a belated birthday gift for me, can you striptease?" Well, I could, but then that's just being downright cruel to everybody else. And the internet might actually throw up. I could see that happening. That'd be cool if I could be the guy that makes the internet puke. Lude says, "Usually don't rewatch anime scenes in particular, but a future Luffy fight I probably rewatched the most in the past 2 weeks by myself and with reactions. Won't be for another 400 episodes though. Wow. Well, I've been into the future." Well, it's kind of, it's funny though too when you say that, Lude, because it's kind of heartening for me to know that with all the great stuff I've seen in this phenomenal, just absolutely fantastic arc that we're in right now, that there's still plenty of stuff within One Piece to get excited for. Krusty Bomb says, "Honestly, the 7-second clip you posted here sold me." Well, thanks, Krusty Bomb. I appreciate it. And that's the actual beginning of the whole thing. Well, you'll see. I'm hoping to get it done fairly soon. But the episodes will be a minute and a half, and they'll all keep tying together. in this first episode, Golden gets visited by, I was going to say by a peculiar guest, but it's actually two peculiar guests. Just one is just in his imagination. Jamie says, "Forgive my selfishness, but F everyone else." Meanwhile, says, "I'm always ready for an emergency orgy. Got some smooth peanut butter. Yep, in my butthole at all times. Ah, I make sure to wipe and reapply every 3 hours so it's fresh, just in case. Enjoy the mental image. Well, that's nice of you though to keep it fresh. I mean, seriously, if you're going to do something like that, you owe to the potential participants or victims or however you want to describe them to at least have fresh peanut butter there." Firewall Dragon says, "What do you call an NFL team that signs Vontaze? Perfect garbage collectors." Yeah, yeah. I just don't, I don't get that. And coming up through the wrestling business like I did and everything, and how the respect factor was so huge, and that you took care of one another because that way you all could get up the next day and continue to be wrestlers. And Vontaze Burfict just doesn't seem to give a shit about anybody else but Vontaze Burfict. Chrome says, "Oh, I'll say outright, no matter what you can say about the current arc being made in One Piece, the animation quality has jumped leaps and bounds higher than the trash it had been before." Yeah, I like I say, I'm just stunned at how good One Piece is and have been right from the start. Chrome also says, "By the way, Curtis, for your animation, a little suggestion for the background, just put it on a plane and split that plane at a right angle. Then you won't have the weird zoom issues or extra work." That's one of the things I was just reading up on, Chrome. I'll have to see what I can do with that. Well, some of them, and some depends. Now that scene I'm on now, that would have worked on a plane, but some of the others won't that I have coming up. But the world that Golden ends up, or the dimension that Golden ends up finding himself in, is the dimension that is TF2. And those maps obviously are a lot more stable than a lot of the imported maps. So I won't have quite as many issues once we get into that part of the story. Hey, I'll take a belated birthday shout out instead. By all means, Jamie, happy birthday. And enjoy them while there's still those nice young birthdays. Because when you get to have birthdays at my age, it's just like you do everything you can to deny them. No, it's not my birthday. Who told you that? Or you just go into deep dark denial, and at about 39 you just stop counting anymore. Sajil says, "Next post because Susan doesn't like the D word." Yeah, Susan doesn't like. We should have taken word off there. The last word off there, Sajil. Next word because Susan doesn't like the D. So funny. Okay, I don't see it yet. Kenny McCormick. My favorite anime scene was Butters telling Cartman to fuck off. Oh, that was great. Fuck you, Eric. That was, you talking about the time he says it after Token kicks the shit out of him, doesn't he, Kenny? I'm trying to remember that scene where he makes the Myrrh album, the Christian album, and at the end Token snaps and just beats the shit out of him. I think that isn't that it? That's the scene where Butters comes out and goes, "Fuck you, Eric." Oh, thanks, Jamie. She says, "I can't wait for more Golden Stories." I it's so much fun making it. I've always wanted to be able to create animation, and obviously never could because I have no artistic abilities. Hold on, I'm still looking for Sajil's post. I didn't miss it, did I? No, I don't think so. Okay. Barry says next post. Okay, I'll watch for Barry's and Sajil. I'm 19, but I look like a 14-year-old. Poppy says Braxton always looked young for his age. Now he started to catch up with the facial hair and everything, but he always looked young for his age. I'm 36 and look 10 years younger. I'm content. I know, Jamie, just from your profile pic, I remember being surprised when you told me how old you were. Yeah, because you're right. You don't look anywhere as close to mid-30s. Who I got to remember, guys, who I'm watching for. Sajil and Berries. A lot of next post says. Raul says, I keep watching Ultra Instinct Goku versus Jiren, the final match, especially the soundtrack. Yeah, that soundtrack was really good, Raul. I agreed. Agreed. Really good sounds. Firewall Dragon says it's a shame that Susan doesn't like the D because if she had it, she wouldn't be such a snowflake. Yeah, here's hope. Yeah, good point, Dragon. Maybe it would loosen her ass up a little bit. Get it? She had the D's. I'm full of them today, folks. Here's Barry's. I fully intend on watching the streams while I'm in my mid-30s at work, while you're in your 90s. Look as spry as a 70-year-old. Oh, how time hits with a flying ugly stick. Oh, that would be awesome. That would be the ultimate. I would love to be sitting here, 20 years from now, pushing 80, still doing this. Oh, that would be fantastic. Hold on. Did I miss Sigils? I don't think I did. Did I? No, I don't think so. Okay. Oh, there it is. Saw says the Super Saiyan 3 transformation as a kid. Yeah, a lot of those transformations. Well, and of course that with DBZA being the first real anime thing I watched, and then following that up watching the Dragon Ball clips, a lot of those transformations were among my early impressions of anime. So I get what you're saying. So I mean, those still are really impactful to me, and I think that's a lot of it, because I think the things that we first really associate with something always stay with us. Yeah, a lot of those transformations were huge. Oh, Shadil. Sajil says, shit, I don't know why it's not sending. Oh, no, don't tell me, Sajil. They don't have, excuse me. Susan didn't put in some sort of treachery here where they've got something just entirely blocking. Oh, I hope not. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hope that's not the case. Look, says she really hates that D. Biggest screen that says, thanks, Susan. Oh, God. I hope that's not the case. I hope it's just some sort of glitch. Again, I'll say it again. Why do they give me, excuse me, sorry, guys, in my dashboard, the option to filter out content if they're going to filter out content anyway, when I basically tell them, leave it the fuck alone. Let people say what they want to say. It doesn't do you any good. Susan is such a drag. Yes, she is, guy. Gurren Lagann movie fight? Gurren Lagann was good. Wow, video games. Yeah, that was a good series. That one took me a little longer to get really wrapped up into, but once you do, that was excellent. Jack Queen says, dick, glorious dick on a bun. Eat a dick, Susan. See, now I wonder why it's that's another thing I don't understand. It seems like there's no consistency even from day to day what is allowed and what isn't allowed. Till the end of time says, I rewatched your Hellsinger Bridge for my birthday yesterday. My favorite. Oh, well, happy birthday, pal. Lots of birthdays around right now. I hope you had a happy one. Hellsinger Bridge for Hellsing. The thing is, Sarah's Victoria obviously is my number one wife, who one of my all-time favorite characters, and it's amazing to me how she was so well endowed, but well voiced in both the abridged and the regular series. Because I heard No Acking's first and just loved the way Noah Acking did the voice. And then when I watched the regular series, it's like, but now I'm going to lose that voicing. But it was just as good in the regular series too. I wrote. Sajil says I wrote "fuck Susan" at the end, so maybe it'll send now. I haven't seen it, Sajil. I haven't seen. Nope. Just the post. The only thing I've seen from you is the post talking about how it won't go through. The Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki and Boruto. That is the episode 65, right, Zebulon? Somebody else was talking about how good that episode was. It's the anime girl says one of my tits is retarded. I guess it could be worse. It's just one of them. You got one that's able to think straight. Yeah, it seems like it, Michael. Localized censorship. Yeah, who knows? There's just no telling what the hell might be put in place from moment to moment. It is episode 65. Okay. It's funny how that was so huge, because again, prior to that, as we were watching Naruto, everybody was telling me how Boruto's boring. That was the nicest things they said about it, was that it was boring. And then episode 5 hit, and everybody just went batshit about how good it was, how good that episode was. Looks like YouTube won't let it go through again. Thanks, Susan. I can't even imagine, Big Green. I have no idea. And again, I just don't understand the concept. Well, I don't understand a lot of YouTube concepts, but why give me the option to censor things if you're just going to censor them anyway? Don't question Mistress Susan, guys. She'll censor you from reality, Rick says. You know what? Google might be approaching that level of power. We might need to watch out. Beast Levi versus Titan was a great fight. Yep. Pretty much anything Levi was involved in was pretty freaking fantastic. Brother E says, only thing I've been rewatching lately is the Gordon Ramsay anime where he calls all of his chefs shit cooks, fat pigs, and donkeys, and proceeds to kick each one out of his kitchen. He's fun, Gordon Ramsay. I actually like the guy. Poppy says, my wildlife lecturer has a fucking nerve, a paper with 30 questions which require a certain amount of detail, and claiming I plagiarized my own work. Why would they? And to claim plagiarism right now is so stupid nowadays, Poppy, because most all of the works, printed works anywhere, are also available on the internet, and there is software you can use, Copyscape and things like that, to just, I think that's what the software is called, that you can use to immediately find out if something's plagiarized or not. You're always gonna get professors with an angle or an issue too. Bob Jones says, you're awesome. Well, thanks, Bob. That's very nice of you to say. I appreciate that. Arthur says, is it selfish last effed up that I'm worried about you dying before you get to see all my favorite content? No, because I'm worried I'm going to die before I get to see all you guys' favorite content. I share in that strife. You had to censor the word sex now? Oh, geez, Jamie. Oh, shit. Anyways, I gotta go now. Poppy says, bye, bitches. Stay safe and happy. You too, Poppy. Sucks that dealing with, well, I guess anybody in positions of authority, you're just always going to get the good with the bad, and professors are no different. Chrome says Curtis will survive to just before the very finale of One Piece, and Spaz Kid will put on the pounds and his skins to take over. Hell yeah, Brax says. Prison School, yeah, Prison School was fun, Britasha. Prison School was a blast. Those were some really great characters. Those were some really great moments in there too. Yeah, I like that one. You got to go, Wolverine? Okay, pal. Thanks for hanging out. Chrome says you may get intro to more Magical Girl stuff. Precure and Sailor Moon through the Olympics next year. Sailor Moon and Goku will be representatives for Japan's Olympics as they do happen next year. I heard about Goku. I didn't know Sailor Moon too. Sailor Moon. That's the special versions of Sailor Moon. That's all. Lick says, you guys misunderstand. Susan loves the D. It's just that nobody wants to give it to her, and that makes her bitter. That's probably an even better explanation as to why things are so fucked up, Lex. Yeah, you're probably right. It's not that she doesn't want the D. It's that she's denied the D. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, I gotta cut this one a little short today. As you can see, I got started late, and I still got some editing to do because I keep getting sidetracked into telling Golden stories. I can't wait to get that first episode done. I'm really anxious to hear from you guys what you think of it. I'm so looking forward to it. Just I'm outlining all the upcoming episodes and everything. I'm hoping you guys are going to like it. So Jill says, frickin' Susan for censoring me. 1776 will commence again. Frick Susan for censoring me. We will rise up, Shajiel. and we all got your back. And the last thing anybody in the world, even Susan, wants is a bunch of motivated gooshers. Motivated gooshers. That sounds pornographic too. Nice. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I know it's a Monday. Mondays are kind of a drag to begin with. Plus, we got drizzly, shitty weather here, but the streams always make it better. So I'm going to pro wrestling reactions, Bob. Probably not anytime soon. Just 'cause I got so many other things going on, and I don't know how good wrestling would be for reactions. I don't know, but not anytime soon. But you can never say never. Might happen someday. But here we go. This is going to be special Monday sticky stuff. It's very hopeful that the week will be better. It's hopeful sticky stuff for a Monday. Don't let Monday get you down, because you're about to get sticky stuff all over you, and the sticky stuff that just gives you hope. It makes you sparkle, and sparkle in a cool way, not like vampires in Twilight. Yeah, it's fucking gross. Here it is. Sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you. Monday sticky stuff for everybody. Sticky stuff here, sticky stuff there. Oh, hold on to that sticky stuff. Did you hear that the UK made it illegal to have sex with someone that doesn't live in your home? It's their response to the virus. Are you serious? You can't have sex with... Yeah. They can try and pass that legislation here, because I will arm myself and fight the government on that one. Ain't nobody telling me that. If I'm lucky enough that somebody else outside, inside, up, down, anywhere in society is willing to have sex with me, it's happening. Fuck the government. Sticky stuff for them, but not the good Monday hopeful sticky stuff. Well, bang, okay? Flash me like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and uplifting as can be on a Monday, goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.